see, the music is live, the way it is. So once you hear a very good music, that's how you come back to life and you listen to it. That is what Afrobeat have caused. Growth of Afrobeats introduced a lot of things, interest. It's not equally all of them, Sammy, but at least out of 100%, I can say about 85%.
All the songs coming out of Africa cannot be classified as Afrobeat. I think that is a bit of a disservice to the practitioners. There should be some sort of distinction so that we know that, look, okay, this is bongo, this is hip life, this is amapiano. Everything cannot be
under the Afrobeat umbrella.
You understand? Yes, Afrobeats has introduced us to the mainstream. So I think going forward, there should be how do I put it now? Proper distinction to the genre. Yeah. So we know that, yes, umbrella name Afrobeat, but he's doing bongo. They are doing amapiano. They are doing Fuji, because Fuji is beginning to sneak into the Afrobeat.
I mean, nice
thing.
Afrobeats lives here with DJ Who Be Dat.
Cynthia DJ MVP. Oh yeah. I checks. Yeah, me right.
Cynthia DJ MVP. Let's go, baby.
What's the future of Afrobeats? What's the next thing we should be? Can we help it as DJs?
The future is wide, it's unstoppable. Like, we're already in the future, we're going in there. As a DJ, looking at the new, technology coming out, the decks, how more advanced it is. For Christ's sake, there's a DJ called DJ iPhone, and he DJs from his iPhone, and he's really dope. There's so much more. The decks are changing, we're spending so much money keeping up with the times. Afrobeats alone, like, the future is crazy. I started watching a new show called Harlem, it's on Prime.
I heard about it.
And people don't notice, I think all the tracks, or 95% of the tracks, are female-only tracks, and I've actually heard some female Afrobeats artists on there. For example, the UK Afrobeats Princess Wonder, her track is on that show. So I was watching an episode and I'm like, hold on a minute, I know this song. So it's crazy to see how far and wide we're going. And even from, say, my business, for example, taking it a bit more personal, obviously me and the co-founder, who's also the CEO, we're both Africans. We've been in the Afrobeat industry for so many years. And one of the new things, the ventures that we've just started, is a partnership with the University of Greenwich.
That's great.
Where we're offering, it's part of their syllabus now for first and second year students.
Afrobeats is?
Any students. You can be from any country, anything, to come on board and have paid internship with us. So 8 lucky students every year will be able to get that opportunity to come into the creative industry, have paid experience, and then they go on, do their final year and go out into the world with that experience. So it's just 2 Africans starting something with other like-minded people and pushing the culture the way we know how, how we know it would better the next generation. So I feel like with Afrobeats, the more people look at the film industry, like the things they're doing now, with their edits, I don't know anything about graphics, but seeing how far we've come back, I'm a Nollywood person. So that I enjoy Nollywood. So when I see how far we are now with the movies and even the story writing, there are a lot of dope stories out there. It's just big. As I said, Afrobeats is not just the music.
Right. It's culture.
It's the look, it's the culture, it's the swag, it's
dance.
It's even the food.
That's right.
You go on TikTok, people are doing, hey, try Amala with me today. And I'm like, actually, #Nigerian, So we're doing so much more. And I feel the more more experienced generation are able to pass down knowledge and create more opportunities for people and pull them into the Afrobeats joy, the African joy, and get them learning, training, experiencing things, and not just keeping it for ourselves, then it will be better and better and better, bigger and bigger. Africans, we are known for taking over. So we're definitely going to take over the future.
That's great. And you're already doing that through your internships, and that's one way to, pass down to, the next generation. DJ now, so when you DJ, I want to hire a DJ or have AI create a playlist for me. I heard, actually, I belong to this group where this conversation has come up.
Yeah.
So that's why I am asking, what's your take on that? It's a very interesting take. It's the future. AI is supposed to be able to, through machine learning, do everything you can think of. So how are we going to fit into that dynamic coming up?
We don't need to fit in. If they like AI, book robots, do anything. Can your robots read the crowd?
That's right.
Does your robot go through the same emotion your crowd is going through to know, okay, let's switch BPMs, let's give them a little bit extra. As much as everything wants to be so technologified, quote unquote, you still need the human touch.
That's right.
You still need the human interaction. A lot of DJing is not just about playing, music, mixing and blending. It's playing the right music at the right time, reading the crowd, working on the crowd reaction, getting them from to ooh and hey, it's that build up. So yes, maybe, they can use their robots when it's airplane music and lounge music. But when you want the proper, the proper feels, you want your event to go to the next level, you still need the human touch.
No,
definitely.
I agree with you. This is a very male-dominant environment, right? The DJ crowd, but you managed to break in the UK. When you started, did you have a mentor?
Yes, actually, I had two.
Great.
I was found by someone called DJ Novo. I don't think he's a DJ anymore. And he found me and then called Jam Jam, so who's also a DJ. And at the time I was in uni, Jam Jam came over and said, hold on a second, one more person you need to meet, and called Soze. So Soze is the tattooed face DJ who's currently now in Nigeria. So Jam Jam and Soze were my mentors. And they did put a lot of work into training me. So the weird story was Novo, who found me, had used my laptop for a house party, installed virtual DJ, didn't uninstall it. I tend not to sleep at night. I played around with it, recorded something, and then called him over and I was like, hey, you didn't uninstall this thing, but I recorded something. Do you want to hear it? Came over, I heard it. I was like, whoa, did you Google this? I'm like, no, I was just playing around. And that's how that conversation started.
Good.
And when anyone who knows Soze knows how he is. So Soze comes in, it's like, you're going to be a DJ. We're going to teach you. That was it. I'm like, okay, sure. So it was hours of, would be all be in a room and they would make me stand up and practice for hours and hours. And once I made one clang or one mistake, they'll turn around and like, do that again. You clanged. And I'll do it again. And that happened for ages. Yeah, I did have good mentors who were big on learning things the right way. So not just buying expensive equipment and just playing around with it, actually knowing how to read your BPMs, knowing how to mix, blend, beat match, the right way.
Doing all that, which is great. Like, how is that industry right now? It's more the dynamic between male and female. How is it like? So
differentiating myself wasn't hard back in the day. I was like one of the few female DJs that were around. And I was active. I was DJing in clubs, events. I was up and down the place. I was traveling and trying hard to make the right connections. It wasn't always easy. Obviously, I had a few insults on Facebook. Quite a lot of insults on Facebook. To everyone, I was in a shower, but hey ho, we thank God. There was that, obviously coming from a very religious family. The church didn't take lightly to that as well.
The church is a good place to train about music though. So
yeah, you'd be very surprised.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I see as hypocrisy, but let's not go into church.
Yeah.
That went on. I went on break for a year to, get my parents in a mix. And funny enough, my dad was still against it, and it took DJ Abbas coming to speak to my mom.
Oh, nice.
It took Soze taking my mom to Nando's. A lot of people and promoters like Ade Vogue, DJ Unbeatable, a lot of people had to get in the conversation with my parents and say, hey, she's really good. You need to let her do this. Do you understand? If you're stopping her now, you don't know what you're stopping. And my mom was just like, okay, I'm going to let her do this, but everybody write down your number. If anything happens to my child, I come for you, I come for you, I come for you, sort of thing. And that's how I was able to get back. So it's been a journey, hasn't been easy, but now there are a lot more female DJs in the mix, and a lot of them are doing really big things, you know, like you can't stop them now. Like back in the day, you'd hardly have a female DJ on your lineup. There were even people that still didn't even want to book me. Like, I had stories of people saying, oh, is this one going to carry a speaker? We should come here and cry. I'm like, really cry? I'll probably bully you, but hey. But now we see like female DJs, we're doing our own events. We don't need you to book us anymore. We'll book ourselves. We'll do it ourselves. From the sound to everything, we will do it ourselves. So it's good to see the rise of more and more female DJs.
That's great.
Kashif the Flash.
Yes, my brother, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the world premiere. Nigeria #1, DJ Kashif the Flash. Better talk of beats, you heard? DJ Kashif the Flash. Don't flash, don't flash, don't flash, don't flash, don't flash.
Yo, party people, this is your boy, the kingpin of the game, the hunter still, Kashif the Flash, the famous Nigerian #1 DJ, 1995, baby.
For you, how did Afrobeats come into play?
Afrobeats came in very late. Before I left Nigeria, it wasn't called Afrobeat. There was no name for it at that time. It was just, we just call it Naija Pop. I think it started with, I would say, the set of them, Daddy Shoki, even though they play more of Galala, those, you know, ghetto kind of reggae. Right. Then you have the likes of Two-Face, Plantation Boys. You have a Rugged Man. Right. You know, there are a few. Even I had a group at that time.
Oh, you did?
Yes. I was just a DJ. I was the one that formed the group. I called it 007 Squad. We actually, when Fela died, we actually did one song. We used the element from Daddy to every step
the
I
one
take.
got from Sting.
Yeah, so we used our background because we did that for Fela at that time, because the Fela just died at that time. It was 1997, I think. So those are the kind of set of people that were under Cashman Davids. Okay. You know, there's so many, a whole lot of them that I can't even remember. There's this other guy who died. He was from Okokomaiko, Father U-Turn. Yeah. You know, I've known him way back when I was in Ife, you know, and then you have Daddy Fresh, you know, you have Dr. Fresh, you have Bobby, it's saying R&B. TJ, is it TJ West or whatever? Himself and Ramsey Noah, they used to do rap music back then. Yes. The actor. Yeah, the actor before Ramsey Noah goes into acting. Then during that time, we were actually doing Rapper Grand Slam with Kenny Ogungbe and D1, okay, and myself, Shashai, DJ Waxy. So we used to do like every Friday Grand Slam, Rapper Grand Slam. So where we tour different clubs on a weekly basis, which is every Friday, call it Grand Slam. So that platform is meant for a promoted, sponsored shows rather. Then they have, they have other upcoming artists, because people like Two-Face and the likes of him, you know, they were like upcoming artists at that time, because people who are the main artists were Ramsey Kimono, what's his name again? Oyeka Oweno, Sonny Neji, you know, all of that. Then Pasuma too were just, you know, coming up. So all of them, you know, they all grace the stage of that Rapper Grand Slam at that time. Crazy Culture, you have the set of Tribesmen, LD,
Okay,
I did the Dawn.
Right.
You understand? So all those sets of people, they were the new set, and this is my very good brother, Polaki Dairo.
Okay.
And you have Dari as
Atalade.
well, Atalade. So,
Okay.
then what and Olumentain, so
Right.
all of them, everybody was just using American instrumental to sing
Right.
on it. Then Alariwo happened to be one of my very good friends at that time as well. So in fact, I did the beat. I used instrumental for Alariwo. We actually did that recording in Ozone nightclub on Anele Avenue. So I was just keep repeating. The way they do. They did it in the 70s.
Right.
All them mix
Soul
master.
Train,
Whatever they call them. This what's the name again? This group again, Run DMC.
Run
and all
DMC,
that,
okay.
where the beat, DJ do a beat juggling. Repeating the beat continuously, so that they can, the rapper will rap on the beat. So that was what I did for Alariwo at that time. So there was no name for that type of. We just call it Naija hip hop or Naija Pop or something like that. That was it. Until when I moved to the UK, I think the first time I went out, I went out with one of my friends. I can't remember the name of the club anyway, but because I was new, I didn't even know the location they took me to. But the DJ that was playing on that night was Jimmy the Body, the guy.
Okay.
And he was actually playing more of African music, Makossa, and all these other francophone Ghanaian type of music.
Yeah.
So he was just playing all that all through the night.
Two things to me are the key to mixing. One, that is how you bring in your music and take it out. But most importantly, your sound level.
That is a very...
You know what I mean? Because I've seen great DJs, but when they drop, either it's too low or it's too loud, or so your sound level is very important, and it becomes a done. When I mean done, even when it's going out, it goes out majestically, as if I'm not in a hurry, I'm going at my own pace. While other people, you see them once it goes on and they look at the video, they just cut it off.